Hello, Joe. This is Jeff, the garage guy. I had some time to tweak your plan and price everything out for you. The changes I've made from the last plan, the major change was removing the workbench and the upper cabinets over here, and we're just going to stick the refrigerator somewhere on this wall. Other than that, it's for the most part pretty similar. So let's take a look. In this version here, we have the dark gray paint on the bottom, a chair rail, and the light gray paint. Also, I did a pinstripe or an accent piece of trim on the top and the bottom of the store wall pinstripe going around the garage. It really makes it pop out. It's kind of nice. I've done it on a few projects. It looks pretty cool. So attached to this email also is a version of this document with prices next to each of these items. So you may want to pause the video, print that out. It'll be helpful to be looking at the different prices for the different components on here to help you determine, what's worth keeping to you and what's not. So let's start talking about these. The cabinets, there's a price there for the cabinets. That's all the cabinets in the entire garage, including the drawers with the built-in dividers. And so that's what that is. Now, pretty simple. The extruded handles. There's a value for the extruded handles. Those are the handles that go from the top to the bottom of each door. They're really sharp looking. I really like the handles. But, are they necessary? Absolutely not. And you can see the value there next to the extruded handles, so you can make that determination. Underneath the extruded handles here, I have the back wall caps. Those are the caps I'm going to put on the top and bottom of each of these cabinets. That's going to make this design pop out even more. With this, the way the cabinets protrude out in the middle, I think the caps will go a long way to, just giving it that extra oomph. I think that'll look really sharp. If you want me to take any of these things off, like say you want to see what the cabinets look like without the caps, I can take those off, create an image, and send that to you as well. The next item down is the raised deck floor. Pretty straightforward. Square footage times cost, that's what that came out to. Then we have our store wall with accents. Like I said, the accent trim on the top and bottom of the store wall panel. Pinstripe goes around the entire garage, everywhere except where there's a cabinet, door, window. And then I've got two-tone paint and chair rail on this plan. I put in a chair rail. Really all I did was attribute the cost of the materials to that. It's one of those things that kind of makes the paint job easy if we went with this design. I can just stop my gray here and slap that chair rail on there pretty quick. So that was more of a free labor kind of I want to do it type of thing, where I just think it'll look really nice and it's not much work. One thing I want to point out is that I have some phone calls out. I'm trying to get a number for this drywall prep. We were talking about texturing your walls. I don't think we should texture your walls if we are going to paint your walls. I think what we need to do is have a drywall guy out there and do the final skim coat of drywall, sand down the rough spots and just give you a smooth finish. If we texture all the walls and paint all the walls, it's likely going to be problematic, and it's kind of like doing two jobs when we only need to do one. The drywall mud takes a lot of extra paint. It soaks in. It's actually quite difficult to paint that stuff and do a really good job sometimes. So I just don't see a reason to texture it. Now, if you decided you wanted to save probably a pretty considerable amount of money, we could just texture the walls and not paint the walls, and you'll have that fresh textured look, and the walls will just be all white. That's the least expensive by far route to go. So in my quote, like I said, I don't know how much it's going to cost to have a drywall guy come out there and just get the walls prepped for painting. So that's not included, like I said. do have a guy who might call you in a day or two. He's going to call me back tomorrow. He might come out and take a look at that. Another thing with the painting, I don't know how my quote is on the painting compared to people that only paint for a living. Might be worth looking into. I probably have higher overhead than a painter, so my cost, while it would be a very quality job, may be a little higher than a painter. Reliability on scheduling is very important there. So if it's within a couple $100, it may be worth it, just for the reliability of having one guy come in and do everything. Okay, so I'm calling this one Plan 2. In this plan, I just did the gray, like you said, right up to the store wall, and there's no chair rail. So you saved a little bit of money with the deletion of the chair rail. And I also, in this plan, took off the top and bottom accent pieces of trim on the store wall. So you can see how that prices out there. This plan here I'm calling Plan 3. It's exactly the same as Plan 2, except I used white store wall instead of gray store wall here. I think that actually, in this case, if we're not going to use the accent trim, would be the slickest way to go here. So look over these things. Hoping to get back to you real soon with more information on the drywall repair. If you find anything out from your guy, painting, drywall repair, any of that stuff, just let me know. And I look forward to hearing back. Oh, wait, one more thing. Yes, I'm going to build you a step. I didn't charge for that. I'm just going to pick out some materials in my shop and build you a really nice looking step here. So that's also going to be included. I will not have a charge attributed to that. Thanks a lot, Joe. Talk to you soon.